I have 7 vehicles.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Want me to start the hook?
It's 5-6. It's somebody. You could have drive that vehicle who was registered and get this one registered.
6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across the bathroom floor. Out my back window, I made my escape. Didn't even have a chance to grab my old school tape. 1987. A rap artist named Ice-T. That song put him on the map, and I remember it decades and decades and decades later because my brother would play it incessantly. That's right. He had the cassette. He'd go from the Walkman to the boombox, from the boombox to the car, from the car back to the boombox, back to the Walkman. And I heard it so much, y'all, that even in my old age, I still remember it well. This artist, Ice-T, has aged just like me. And these days we find him on television. Sometimes I walk in my house and he's on my TV, on a crime show. He only got 1 or 2 lines in each episode. He don't say much. He just stand there and look mad for the whole episode. I guess that's a contractual thing, or maybe he can't memorize the lines. I don't know what it is, but there is Ice-T. Decades later, and I say, nah, I still remember that dude from Southern California who said, colors, 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 colors. That's the Ice-T I remember. By the way, y'all, that brother who used to play those songs incessantly, he's now a pastor. So, y'all, God is good. God is great and greatly to be praised. But here we are, y'all, in 2025, where Ice-T has come 38 years later. He had another encounter with the police. No, they weren't knocking at his door. This time, they pulled him over in a $200,000 Porsche 911. He was riding dirty, but he was disrespectful, dishonorable in his action, according to the police. And I have these conversations all the time with young men in our community. And that's why this story stuck out to me, and I thought I would opine on it because these conversations are not unfamiliar to me at all. And I thought it was interesting how Ice-T carried himself in this circumstance. Bro, you got a $200,000 car. You are blackity black in a $200,000 car. You're going to get some attention, so expect that. Okay, we're there. Policeman pulls you over, says, oh, you didn't have a front license plate. Okay, I've gotten that ticket before. I've gotten pulled over for that violation before. We all know what that is, Mr. T. Mr. Ice-T. We know what that ticket is. So, when you get pulled over, you got a certain energy about you. But listen, because when I talk to your kids, in these circumstances, I need you to be goal-oriented. And what is the goal? Survive the encounter. We've had so many stories hit major news media. We've had all the blackity blacks in the community rise up, get indignant because somebody that was unarmed came into conflict with the police, and that badge and that gun took over the situation. Somebody came up on the losing end, and now the community feels some kind of way about it. I don't want your children. I don't want you to end up in that circumstance. Well, Ice-T, being so irresponsible in this moment, could have ended up in that circumstance himself. Because, bro, you riding dirty. And understand, y'all, I'm in California. Okay? If y'all look at the vehicle code in California, it's about that thick. Which means they can pull you over for anything because this legislature has written all of these violations into the law. They can pull you over for a low-looking tire. They can pull you over for chipped paint, for a chipped windshield. They can pull you over for virtually anything. Listen, I had a homeboy who went to court. He said, yo, man, they gave me a ticket for going 10 miles over the speed limit, but it was traffic. There's no way I could have went 10 miles over the speed limit. This is bull junk, as Coach Prime would say. He went to court and said, I'm going to fight this. I ain't going to stand for this. I'm going to court. He got to court thinking that maybe the officer won't even show up. Maybe I can just go before the judge and plead my case and get this thing thrown out. No, the officer not only showed up, y'all, but he had a little certification with him. The certification said that this man was visually certified, y'all. His eyeballs are visually certified to predict your speed that your vehicle is going. Somebody, somewhere, this governmental organization that certified this man such that he can say you're going 55 in a 45. He can say you're going 35 in a 25. And his word is gospel. Why? Because this certification that the government has given him, y'all. Listen, some of these fights you ain't gonna win. And that's the way that this government is set up. That's why we are pleased to have some vigilantes, some MAGAites coming into power in 2025 in just a few days. Hence, we're going to see a change in this country. Hopefully, it trickles down to a municipality level where we can experience those things with local police. But here we are. Let me get back to it because I'm sidetracked. I digress. Ice-T pops out and said, man, listen, the DMV is right there, bro. I'm going to register my car. He hands him a passport as his identification. The officer says, okay, cool. I got your passport. I see this who you are. I got your car registration that's expired, so I know you're riding dirty. Where your license at? Well, Ice-T was trying to be slick, so then he has to pull out the license. And the officer says, hey, bro, this license expired. You riding dirty.
How's it going, sir?
What's up, officer?
Officer Silla, Hudson County Sheriff's Office.
At first, everything appeared to be normal as a simple traffic stop, but things would soon escalate between the actor and the officer.
I'm headed right here.
When did you decide to go and change?
Yesterday. I went yesterday. But
Yeah, but what I'm saying is your registration been expired since 2021.
the car's been parked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. That's why I'm trying to get this car set up to roll. Yesterday I went to the DMV and they said that their system was down, so that's where I'm headed. I got 7 cars. I'm trying to get them all straight.
You say you went to DMV yesterday? They said the system is down?
Yesterday.
Sir, even if it's 1 feet, you cannot drive with an expired license and expired registration.
I mean, why don't you follow me right to this garage right here? The DMV is right there. You don't gotta be that serious about this. I mean, you can, but you don't have to.
Well, is it serious? So, give me 1 second.
I could park the car right here and then walk to the DMV.
It's 5-6. It's the somebody. You could.
I asked you, can I park my car?
I said not. Give me your key, sir.
If I'm not under arrest, then I'm getting out of my car.
So 5-6. Start the hook and start another unit.
You riding dirty out here, bro. Ice-T says he becomes indignant. He feels insulted. He says, bro, I got 7 cars. Well, what do you think that means to an officer who is probably working overtime just to pay his car note? See, a lot of times we get in these situations and we don't understand that officers are people too. Sometimes they come to work, they feeling some kind of way. They're having problems at home. They're having familial problems. They're having financial problems. They're having all kind of issues in their personal life. They bring that baggage to work with them. So when they pull you over, because they got to meet that quota, that quota that they never admit they have. They got to meet that quota. They got to hand out so many tickets. They got to hand out so many citations. When they pull you over, they might be feeling some kind of way, and you might be feeling some kind of way, and y'all collide at the wrongest of times. That's why when I talk to young boys and girls, I teach them to be bigger than that, to be better than that, to put your ego aside, to swallow your pride, to understand that there should be things in your life that you love more than your ego. That's right. I'm going to put my ego aside. Even though I feel you're treating me some kind of way, I'm still going to say, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I understand. Thank you, officer. Have a nice day, officer. And I get dragged whenever I talk this way on platforms like this because the blackity blacks want to be indignant and they want to argue their case on the side of the road. Hey, you're not going to win that battle. Ain't nobody out there but you and your situation and that badge and that gun. That is the wrong place to argue. You could be like my homeboy who went to court and the man walked in with his certification and said, no, I am visually certified. I can see that you were going over the limit. And the judge said, oh well, he got a certification. Boom, L, bro, take it. Ain't nothing you can do in situations like that. But the side of the road is not the place. I need you to act like you on a back road in the backwoods of Georgia, on the backwood highway of Indiana at the middle of the night in 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And that officer pulls you over. Ain't nobody out there in them backwoods but you and that badge and that gun. How would you act then? Well, if you would act like Ice-T acted in this instance, well, you just ignorant and ain't no help for you. But if you got a modicum of good sense, I need you to act like you would act in those instances. Be respectful. Overly so. Survive the encounter. You might have a legitimate dispute. Take it to court and dispute it. That's where you dispute it, not on the side of the road. So we highlight Ice-T's actions to be an example to the young people of what not to do. First of all, bro, I need you to be self-aware. You're riding without a front license plate. It's a violation. You may not like it, but it's the law. Your car registration is expired. You're riding dirty. Your driver's license is expired. You're riding dirty. What argument do you have? What leg do you have to stand on that you are out here being disrespectful to this man who just got a job to do? He got to make some revenue for the city. We know what it's about. But at the same time, if you can afford 7 cars, if you on my television in 2025 when I walk in the house, brother, I need you to be more responsible about them 7 cars. If you can't manage it, if God has given you such an abundant blessing that you can't handle it, I need you to hire somebody. You need an assistant who can keep those things in order to make sure you ain't riding dirty. The police officer himself said, hey, bruh, why ain't you riding one of your legit cars down to the DMV to register your dirty vehicle? Makes sense to the officer, makes sense to me, makes sense to you. But it ain't made sense to Ice. Maybe he said, look, I'm going to walk out here with these registration stickers and I'm just going to slap them on right away because the vehicle is in the parking lot. That's the way we think sometimes.
I'm Sarge.
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm trying to get to DMV to register my cars.
Okay.
I got all the paperwork and everything there. I asked the officer, could I just go over here or even park my car so that I could walk over there, get all my paperwork together. He says he wants to tow my car.
All right, give me a second. Let me find out what's going on here, and then we'll figure something out, okay?
Okay.
Right.
It's doing a little too much, Sarge.
Okay, so what I was going to do is just issue him a ticket, let him park here. Okay. He jumped out of the vehicle. He didn't even ask me. He came so close to me. And he said, he called me an asshole. He he said, give me all your paperwork right now. All right. And everything's been recorded. And your vehicle's been towed. And you're receiving tickets. For right now, for tactical purposes.
The officer received permission to issue the actor 4 tickets, including one for driving with a suspended license.
Stop, Sarge.
Oh shit! I forgot to. All right, you can issue him a ticket, and that's gonna be it, right? He's gonna leave the car here.
Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay.
You want to leave the car here? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna park the car here.
No problem.
Go across the street and get the stuff, the paperwork for the car.
Okay, but he's getting 4 tickets though.
All right. Okay.
Driving registered motor vehicle, driving with an expired license,
Okay.
Improper display, he got no front plates and no inspection sticker.
Okay. How many did you make out already?
What's that? 4.
You made 4. You already sent them in?
Not yet.
Yes. Can you bring it down to 2?
Nah, sorry.
Okay. All right. No, that's up to you, bro. I can't tell you. Okay. All right.
Maybe he had a flashback of a life going by, the colors and colors and colors, and 6 a.m, police at my door. We don't understand what this man was going through, but this is a perfect example of foolishness in the community and how you should not act, especially if God has blessed you with a Porsche 911. And this is one thing that I like to point out to young folks as well. When you see someone riding in that 911, when you see someone riding in that Carrera, when you see someone riding in that i8 or that Maybach, you don't know what it costs to get that. You looking at the outside. You don't know what's going on the inside. So don't make assumptions that all things are good just because you see something on the outside. This man riding in a 911 that ain't got no registration. He ain't even got a valid driver's license in his state. And here he is on my TV. What are we to do? Well, I know what we do. We use him as an example to teach the people. To teach the people what not to do. To teach the people to be more responsible. We use him as an example, not to talk about him as an individual, but to talk about bigger ideas of how we as a community can be better. Don't be like ICE. Don't be like ICE back in the day where he had that iconic album cover with the pistol grip shotty. No, don't be like that ICE. And don't be like today's ICE, because it seemed like he ain't learned much in 38 years. Says he dropped 6 a.m, police at my door. Y'all, this was an incredible exchange that I felt like didn't have to happen. And when the sheriff came, see, sometimes when you get in trouble, you can call on the white shirt, be like, boy, get your boss out here. We got an issue. Sometimes citizens know the law better than the police because they ain't got but 6 months worth of training. And we know certain folks can't get those jobs because they give y'all felonies at 16. But certain folks graduate high school and they go straight into the academy and say, oh, I can get some get back on Tyrone. You gonna give me a badge and a gun after 6 months training and I can go slap Tyrone upside the head for everything he did to me in elementary school? Where do I sign up? And Tyrone sitting there years later in his 30s playing video games all day in his mother's basement, and he walk out the house and have a run-in and get beat down by the police and don't understand why. Well, Tyrone, you had that coming for about 20 years now. Some people don't forget how you treat them. And you know what, y'all? Some of these officers ain't gonna forget how you treat them on the side of the road when they just out here trying to do their job. But I've had conversations with officers that have told me, in their opinion, 25% of officers don't belong on the force. They shouldn't be officers. Well, I would double that, in my opinion. But the fact that you would recognize that 25% tells me that I can never blindly back the blue. Y'all got work to do. Fix it. You take an oath. I need you to be strong enough to uphold it, to stand by it. No, Ice-T ain't took no oath. But I need Ice-T to do better. Because you are in the eyes of the people, you are a celebrity, sir, and you understand that incidents like this will be blown out of proportion on social media, just as this one has become.
I
I can't tell him as a sergeant what to do. Okay? I can guide him and I can make a recommendation. He's going to give you 4 tickets. Okay? I asked him not to give you the 4 tickets, but he could bring it down to 2. He said no, he's giving you the 4 tickets.
What are the 4 tickets?
He says you have no front plate, no inspection sticker, no registration, and your driver's license is expired.
Okay.
All right. All right.
I did, yeah, I did.
Okay. All right.
So I know if you want to come with me or.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they know that that you're not going to get the tow and that you're going to.
Yeah, I'm a little right now.
Okay. At some point, we're again. I'm sorry, I don't know if he told you, but everything's being recorded on these body cameras. So, okay, like I said, you're gonna leave the car here and just go to DMV.
I'm walking DMV and handle this.
So, but you do know your registration is expired and your license too. Right?
That's what I'm going for.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that I didn't know if you just knew your registration was expired. You got both.
I got everything.
Okay, all right. All right.
All right, no, I'm good.
All right, you told
Just
him
the way he treated me, I was going to park the vehicle, no tickets issued, but just next time show some respect. That's all I got to say.
I don't have to.
All right, let's
Okay, I don't have you.
And people who look up to you on that TV screen, who don't remember what you was talking about back in 87. People who see you now as a celebrity on TV will judge you accordingly. I need you to be a better example of what our children should do. Because of your level of visibility, you can have a positive impact on the community. And I need everyone in a position of an iced tea to do everything they can to positively impact the community. Y'all let me know what you think about this. I'd love to know your thoughts on this topic and more. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember, never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.